Pocket FM.
To unlock all the episodes, click the link in bio.
Hundreds of single ladies lined up to marry me, but I chose the one. No, not her. Yes, her. Her face is cursed with scars they say will kill anyone who looks upon it.
My stepsister pushed me into a fireplace.
It's just one of her many attacks on me.
No one will ever see her again. It will be as if Alessandra never existed.
I was given a mask and shunned from society.
To survive this hell, I need to escape, or I will surely die here.
Understood? Desmond quickly shook his head, unable to use words thanks to the grip on his neck. Any more tighter, and Edgar just might break it. What part of this was being civil? Good. Edgar released the Baron's neck with a shove. Look at you, all disheveled. He fixed Desmond's shirt, smoothing out the ruffled parts. Desmond kept his head down, bearing with Edgar harshly patting his shoulders to smooth out his clothes. Never in his life was he so embarrassed by someone coming into his house and treating him like he was not the owner. I don't look forward to you being my father-in-law. There's so much I had to kill you for, but since you are loved by your daughter for some reason, I shall keep you alive. Do you understand what I mean, Baron? If Alessandra's love for you runs out, I shall consider killing you. I understand, Duke Edgar, said Desmond. I am handing you the opportunity to correct the mistakes you made with her. See to it that you do not ruin this for her. As much as Edgar disliked the Baron, he could tell Alessandra was longing for positive interaction from her family. And from what he witnessed today, the Baron was the one she was most likely to get it from. He was putting the task on the Baron to ask as a father in 2 days, and to shield Alessandra from the two women. Whether or not Alessandra would like her father's newfound interest in her was completely up to Alessandra. Alessandra and her father could either have a heart-to-heart moment where the Baron apologized for not properly protecting her, or Alessandra would see there was no hope for her family. Edgar, would you? Desmond trailed off when he heard footsteps walking away from him. He looked up to see Edgar walking back to his carriage without saying goodbye. I should have just hit him when he was here, Desmond muttered. He can only act like this because of his name and the king. Does he think I'll let him get away with treating me like a fool inside of my home? Where on earth is Alessandra? Desmond went back inside to look for his oldest child. She had not told the truth about what she discussed with the Duke at his party, unless she was going to say Edgar fell in love with her at first sight. What? Desmond cursed. Alessandra wore a mask, covering half of her face. She had ruined her beauty a long time ago. There were countless beautiful young women like Kate for Edgar to fall in love with. Alessandra! Desmond yelled after finding the dining room to be empty. Katrina had brought the plate of breakfast for nothing, as it was still on the table untouched. Alessandra! His voice thundered through the home. Yes, Father? Alessandra came from the direction of the kitchen. She was going to let Mario give her warm food until she heard her name being called. Now that Edgar was gone, everything would go back to normal. Care to explain to me how this union between you and Edgar came about? Do not talk about love at first sight. Am I not beautiful enough for Edgar to fall in love with me at first sight, Father? Remember when I was younger, you would parade me around and show everyone how beautiful I was. Alessandra smiled, remembering the faint memory. That was before... Before this? Alessandra touched her mask. It was. What a long time it has been. Everything changed after that. You cannot blame me for what happened, said Desmond. I blame you for not taking control of what happened afterward, Father. And yes, I blamed you for what caused it. The Duke did not fall in love with me at first sight, Father. Such a thing would never happen. Alessandra truly believed her words. She was many things, but not a fool. Then what was said between the two of you? Tell me everything from the beginning. Desmond's curiosity had become unbearable. He had to know what Alessandra did that Kate could not after all these years. I already told you what was said, Father. I do not know why the Duke picked me instead of Kate. I'm sorry the daughter you wanted with him was not chosen. Is that all, Father? Is there nothing more you have to say to me? She was waiting for him to truly state what he planned to do about her engagement. Alessandra already knew he would do everything in his power to somehow get Kate to take her spot. To her surprise, he said something completely different. All eyes will be on you, Alessandra. Do your best. What are you going to eat now? Desmond was doing just as the Duke instructed him to. Although he was angry with Alessandra about a few things, now was not the time to grill her when Edgar was so adamant about killing him. Alessandra was unable to respond for the first couple of seconds. She did not get the reaction she was expecting. Therefore, she did not know how to react. She wondered if the Duke said something to her father to make him act like this. I am going to the kitchen for warm food. I see. Forgive Kate and Katrina for the things they have done. You have to understand their point of view. When you are done, go back to your... Desmond had to quickly stop himself. He was making the mistake of sending Alessandra back into her bedroom to be out of sight. Do whatever you want. Understand their point of view? Alessandra wanted to laugh in his face for saying such a ridiculous thing. Why did she have to be the one to understand everyone's actions towards her and have to forgive them? Why couldn't everyone else admit their faults instead? To see her father have no shame in saying these things was disgusting. Her father was only trying to play nice to avoid Edgar's wrath. I picked a good man, she thought, as Edgar was doing a good job in shielding her so far. Edgar handed her the opportunity of 2 days where her family had to play nice to her. They could do nothing in those 2 days. For when the Duke arrived to collect her, should there be anything out of place, he would take his anger out on them. Alessandra accepted the illusion of having a family who got along with her for 2 days. She wanted to see what life would have been had she not been outcasted for most of her life. Even if it was all fake, she would enjoy it to the fullest. Thank you, she replied to her father. It would be fun to mess with them while they could do nothing but hold in their anger and smile. A perfect ending to their ill-fated relationship. After these 2 days, she would completely cut ties with her family, ending on a fake good note rather than arguing. Excuse me, I'm going to find Kate and Katrina. Alessandra watched in amusement as her father turned his back on her to go plot with Kate and Katrina. Edgar was right to not let her come stay with him so easily. There was so much fun for her to have here. Kate, you must be out of your goddamn mind if you're thinking of digging a hole. She has no right to order you around. Get up. Katrina bent down to pull Kate up from the ground where Kate was squatting. Mother, we only have to play nice for now. Father is going to find a way to make me be the one to marry the Duke. Kate shook off her mother's hands and continued to dig. Ah! She yelled, falling to the side when an earthworm popped out of the dirt. That is why I said to get up, Kate. Katrina stepped back as she too was afraid of the tiny creature. This is ridiculous. This is so gross. This better all be worth it in the end. I am not letting her take what's mine. Kate used a stick to fling the worm from in front of her. Father already has someone he's going to marry Alessandra off to, so she can't marry Edgar. Really? He never mentioned anything to me, said Katrina.
You wouldn't have kept your mouth shut if I did. Kate, Alessandra is going to the kitchen. Get someone else to do it.
Desmond didn't like seeing his daughter looking like a servant. You there, Kate called out to a passing maid. She was more than happy to make someone else do the dirty work. Finish digging this hole with your hands right away. Did Edgar leave, or is he in the kitchen with Alessandra? I want to have a word with that girl.
You can't, Katrina. The Duke made it quite clear if we mess with her in the 2 days she's here, he will kill both of us. I wouldn't take his words lightly.
Desmond coughed, still feeling Edgar's grip around his neck.
Play nice with her.
Katrina couldn't believe Edgar threatened to kill her. She placed her hand on her forehead as she almost stumbled backward from the shock. Wasn't it enough that Alessandra stole Edgar from Kate? She must have placed a spell on that man. Is she really cursed? I told you we should have thrown her out long ago, but no one ever listens to me. What do we have to do now, Father? Edgar seems to be wrapped around her finger if he threatened you. Alessandra must have cursed him. Kate was starting to believe that more than anything else. Desmond didn't believe it like his wife and daughter, but he couldn't understand what was happening. He was starting to question if the Duke really did fall in love with Alessandra at first sight.
I can't allow Alessandra to go live with the Duke on her own in 2 days.
She's going to live with him? In his big mansion? Kate exclaimed, taken aback by this news. Father! She whined, stomping her right foot repeatedly. It wasn't fair Alessandra would get the luxury of living with Edgar.
I am going to send you there with her as an escort. That is the only way I will allow Alessandra to go with him, and it's the only way for you to get close to the Duke. This is your last chance, Kate. If you mess this up, there is nothing else I can do for you. You must seduce Edgar while you're there.
It would be better if I became pregnant with his child. He would have no choice but to take me instead of Alessandra. We all know the Duke isn't going to sleep with her, and he's still a man. He needs someone to lay with, Kate suggested. She didn't mind sleeping with a man like the Duke when she wasn't wed. Kate? Katrina wasn't so sure of this. It was best for Kate to keep her virtue.
I agree with Kate,
Desmond said, ignoring the fact that Kate would be sleeping with someone when she wasn't married. He found the whole virtue thing to be ridiculous now.
She just needs one try to get pregnant. We wouldn't have to worry about her virtue as she'll end up with the Duke.
As much as Katrina wanted Kate to be with Edgar, she preferred to continue with the principles she raised Kate with, to only sleep with a man she was married to, or else she would be ruined. Are you sure you can do this, Kate? Of course, Mother. His only other option would be Alessandra. Do you really want her to become the Duchess instead of me? I will seduce the Duke and have his child. It would help if his mother would come around. She likes me. Kate recalled her run-in with the woman. Due to chasing around behind Edgar, Kate had met his mother once before, and after a short conversation, his mother was rooting for her. I should start picking out my finest dresses now. Excuse me, Mother, Father.
Kate, you have to finish burying the kitten. Don't do anything stupid these 2 days. Desmond was worried for his life and didn't trust Kate to understand the gravity of the situation. Do this first. Let Alessandra know you are done, and then start packing. Yes, father. I will get the kitten. Kate was so excited to go live with the Duke that she had forgotten her plan to get revenge on Alessandra for making her dig a hole with her bare hands. Kate hurried off to go to Alessandra's room before she would return to her bedroom. The dead kitten wasn't the only thing she was looking to get. There was something else valuable in Alessandra's room that deserved to be buried. Do you really think I would let her get away with stealing what belongs to me? Kate opened the door of what she liked to call the vilest room in the home. It belonged to someone who should never have existed. Oh, that stench is horrible. She covered her nose as the faint scent of something horrible filled her nose. It wasn't hard to guess where the dead animal was. Her room is disgusting. Where the hell is it? Kate opened Alessandra's closet, looking for what she truly came for. Her eyes lit up as she found what she was searching for right away. Why are you holding onto the dress of a woman who ran away and left you here, Alessandra? Kate took out Alessandra's mother's wedding dress from her closet. It was no doubt a beautiful dress, but something like this was not suited for someone as gloomy as Alessandra. Kate was doing her a favor by getting rid of it. It would have been perfect to show Alessandra the dress getting buried, but she was meant to play nice. This took away a piece of the fun, but it still felt good. Kate quickly closed back the closet as she had found it and grabbed the box with the dead kitten. The stench no longer bothered her now that she was going to get her revenge. Kate wrapped the wedding dress around the box as she hurried back outside. Reaching the door leading outside, she peeked outside to make sure her parents weren't still standing where the hole was being dug. They're gone, she smiled. She was glad they had left, or her father would have stopped her from doing this. Kate approached the maid, who was still digging out the hole with her hands, to drop the dress and box into it. Cover that up as fast as you can. But, my lady, this is... What gives you the right to question me? Do as I say, or I shall have you fired. If anyone asks who went to get this box, I shall tell them you did. And what will you say? Awaiting the obvious answer. I was the one who got it, the maid sobbed. Wonderful. You people do have common sense after all. Now, hurry. Kate stood with her arms folded, excited to see the dress be buried.
What will happen when Alessandra discovers her mother's wedding dress is buried? What secrets is the Duke's mother hiding? And how will she impact Kate's plans? Will Alessandra find a way to outsmart Kate and secure her place as the Duchess? As Alessandra navigates the complex web of relationships within her family, she begins to uncover secrets and lies. But what secrets is Kate hiding, and how far will Alessandra go to uncover the truth?
Mario. Alessandra called as she entered the quiet kitchen. Now that breakfast was practically over, there was hardly anyone in the kitchen until it was time to wash the dishes used. Alessandra? This is new. You've never come to me at this time of day, and last I heard you were being punished. Did everyone else leave? Mario asked, surprised to see her casually walking around. Today is a special day for a change, as I got engaged to the Duke. Alessandra couldn't wait to share the special news with Mario. You should have been there to witness everyone's facial expressions. I can imagine. I am shocked, though I kind of expected it. But wait a minute. Mario looked around for a chair to make Alessandra comfortable enough to tell him what happened.
If only he could have been a fly on the wall to see Kate's face out of everyone's. There we go. I love that you are extra kind when there is gossip about my family involved. Alessandra sat down on the chair he found. I don't know why you still refer to them as your family. The Duke will be your family now. Screw these heartless people, Mario said as he took his own seat. If he was in Alessandra's position, he would have let the Duke just kill them. I am not married to Edgar yet, and at the end of the day, they are still my family, even if I don't like them. I'm going to be here with them for 2 more days, and then I'll be going to live with the Duke. What? Mario's eyes went wide. He wasn't expecting Alessandra to be leaving so soon. See, this is why I don't like Edgar. He is stealing away the only Barrett I like. I told you to come with me. I can ask him to pay off your debt. Both of us should leave this place, said Alessandra. Mario was her only friend here, so it was only right that she helped him leave this place with her. Mario shook his head, turning down the offer once again. I'm going to work off my debt myself. You just need to worry about yourself and enjoy your new luxury life. Now tell me, how did they react? Kate looked so distraught. She whined like a little child and stormed off, but then came back to apologize. I didn't forgive her so easily. Right now, she is supposed to dig a hole with her bare hands. We both know Kate probably has someone digging that hole for her, since you are here with me. But I like what you're doing. Make sure you mess with her mother, too. Mario hated Katrina more than anything in this world. I have a couple of things in mind, but first, breakfast, please? I ordered Katrina to bring me food, but it was... That was for you? She dropped those eggs on the floor and then put them back on the plate. Please tell me you didn't eat any of it because these floors are not clean. Mario wanted to throw up just from thinking about it. Alessandra had a clear flashback of her tasting the eggs. I did eat a tiny bite of it. As bad as that was, it is not the first time she has ever done something to my food. I remember she sent me a plate of nothing but leftovers from their plates to eat. I've experienced every kind of torture here. Mario sat up to cook something for Alessandra. This is why you must never fall for their tricks and be kind to them. Make their lives hell, or I shall never speak to you ever again. Torture the hell out of Kate and Katrina. I plan to, but... No buts, Alessandra. Mario stopped her right in her tracks. She was always too kind for her own good. Mario, the person I have the biggest issue with is neither Kate nor Katrina. It is with my father. He's the one who should have protected me from his second wife and everyone else who looks at me with disgust because of rumors. He never did anything to help me. Alessandra could not get over her father, looking her in the eye without any shame and saying it was not possible for Edgar to fall in love with her at first sight. How could anyone love her when her father didn't? I have waited so long for my father to come to comfort me, and not once has he ever come to me. It was always Katrina or Kate with a smile on their face before they made my life hell. My father only cares about his money and reputation. I will take what he loves so that he knows what it means to have nothing, Alessandra stated. I feel the need to hug you, Alessandra, but you are now an engaged woman. You are all grown up now, destroying people. Mario understood why her main issue was with her father. Had the Baron put his foot down, his wife and daughter wouldn't have the opportunity to mess with Alessandra.
It's still going to be fun to make Katrina and Kate lose their minds. Alessandra had a lot planned for them already. Everything they did to her would be handed back to them. This house will finally be interesting. The food is going to take a minute. Are you going to wait here or go somewhere else? You are practically the lady of the house, with the Duke as your knight in shining armor. The words felt strange to Mario when he said them out loud. I will get a book to read. As much as I enjoy being able to walk around freely, this house is honestly draining, and there's nothing to do. I'll be back. Alessandra sat up to get a book from her bedroom. She also wanted to check on what Kate had done so far. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear, Alessandra muttered as she had not made it far away from the kitchen before running into Kate. Kate, are you done already? Obviously, look at my hands. Kate showed the dirty gloves she wore when she had started to dig. We should be even with this. Kate, I can hardly count how many things you have done to me for us to be even. This is a start for you to make amends with me. Do not think I have forgiven you just because you dug a hole, Alessandra said. Why? I'm trying to be nice to you, Alessandra. We are sisters, and it's about time you start acting like it. You're about to be a married woman. Stop acting like a child. I know you, Kate. I know the real you. And I won't fall for this illusion you and Father are creating, like you're trying to be nice to me. Save your breath and energy. Alessandra saw right through Kate the moment she apologized. I do not know what you're talking about. Why don't you go outside and see where your little dead animal is buried? It was more fun than I expected. Kate grinned, tempted to tell Alessandra what she had done. Excuse me, I have to go back to my room to clean up. You should really clean your bedroom, Alessandra. It stinks. Alessandra grabbed Kate's arm, preventing her from leaving. What did you do, Kate? Do not touch me, Alessandra. I am being nice right now. Kate shoved Alessandra's hand away. If you knew me well, you would know not to play with me. As I said, I am going to my room to get cleaned up. Are you going to stand here or check on my hard work? You. Alessandra clenched her fists, tempted to slap Kate, but held herself back. She did not want to resort to violence like Kate always did. Instead, she left to go outside to see what Kate had done. Her father was stupid to think Kate could play nice with anyone. Kate had no idea what it meant to be nice. Alessandra prayed Kate had not disrespected the kitten further after she had already killed it. Coming across the hallway leading down to her room or to go outside, Alessandra found her door ajar, meaning someone had been in it. She made the decision to check on her bedroom first. Alessandra cautiously walked up to the door and slowly pushed it all the way open, but found nothing out of place at first glance. The box with the kitten was gone, which meant Kate took it. Alessandra knew there had to be either something wrong with her bedroom or where the kitten was buried, based on how happy Kate was. Alessandra continued to look around her bedroom, still finding it to be as she left it. Her canvases were as she left them. Her bed still looked made up, her books were neat, and the only scent in the room was due to the kitten. Did she rip up my clothes again? Alessandra went up to the closet and opened it to see if Kate had destroyed her clothes again. No. She instantly knew what was missing as soon as she opened the closet doors. Her mother's dress was front and center in her closet, after she had been thinking of getting married recently. It was one of the few things she had that had belonged to her mother. Alessandra did not know whether to laugh or cry about the situation, but one thing for sure, She regretted not slapping Kate when they were face to face. Alessandra felt the need to break something to release the anger she felt. But instead of doing so, she decided to take that anger out on Kate. Alessandra dragged her feet to her window, where the barn was in perfect view.
Alessandra's desire for revenge against Kate has reached a boiling point. Will she find a way to rise above the drama, or will her anger consume her? As the tension builds, one thing is certain: nothing will ever be the same again. Kate's actions have finally caught up with her, and she's about to face the consequences. But will she learn from her mistakes, or will her pride and jealousy continue to fuel her behavior?
If she mentions a word of this to Father, then I'm screwed. Kate only now realized the gravity of her actions as she was alone in her bathroom, sitting in a tub of water. Her father made it quite clear they had to be nice to Alessandra, but how could she simply allow Alessandra to boss her around? What's the point in being nice to Alessandra when he's going to make Edgar take me along in 2 days? Kate sighed, resting her head against the edge of the tub. They're going to gas up her head. We should make her remember her place. Kate didn't like how her family allowed Alessandra to walk around the home freely. She was meant to be hidden away in her room, or, better yet, in a cell. Alessandra had become the hideous daughter no one wanted to see, and it was meant to stay that way. All eyes were meant to be on Kate. Kate held out her fingers, looking at the 3 broken nails, thanks to her starting the hole Alessandra wanted. Her parents never asked her to do chores or do anything a servant should, but Alessandra ordered her to, and now her beautiful nails were ruined. I will not be kind to Alessandra. Kate made up her mind. She couldn't do that even if she tried her hardest. She hated Alessandra to the moon and back. I am going to make her regret having Edgar propose to her. I should make a cell and throw her in it to never see the light of day. You cannot go in there. Kate glanced at her bathroom door, confused by the sudden ruckus. Her personal maid knew not to interrupt or let anyone in while she was bathing. Suddenly, the bathroom door swung open, but Kate had not seen the person yet. Have you lost your mind? Alessandra? Kate sat up when Alessandra stepped into her view with a bucket in her hand. What is that awful smell? Kate covered her nose as an awful smell filled her bathroom. It was much worse than the dead kitten. Kate, go and dig up my mother's dress right now, said Alessandra through gritted teeth. She was only giving Kate one chance to do the right thing. Are you crazy? Why would I dig up something covered in mud? Get the hell out of my room. Are you not aware of how much you stink? Kate couldn't bear the smell that followed Alessandra. Why the hell does it smell so familiar? You are full of Kate. Alessandra threw the contents in the bucket she carried towards Kate in the tub. Kate's eyes were wide open as a brown substance flew towards her face and the surrounding area in the tub. What is... Kate trailed off as she saw something floating in the tub, changing the water from crystal clear to brown. If possible, Kate's eyes opened wider as she realized what Alessandra had thrown at her. She should have guessed the smell was none other than horse shit, but it had not registered in her mind earlier. Kate tried to scramble out of the tub to get away from the floating around, even though her head was already covered in it. Unfortunately, as she stepped out of the tub, Kate slipped on and spilled water, falling to the floor in more of the horse shit which had not made its way into the tub. Kate started to freak out even more as her leg was now covered in. She almost hurled, disgusted by the sight and smell of it. It suits your personality, Kate. Did you honestly think I would let you get away with ruining my mother's dress? You have to be the crazy one, Alessandra said, walking to the sink to turn on the water while Kate began to have a breakdown. Alessandra placed the bucket in the sink to let it fill up halfway while she swirled it around to mix up the remaining pieces of with the fresh water. Get this off of me! Kate cried as she grabbed a cloth to start wiping it off. She was naked on the cold floor with no one to help her. She quickly rubbed off the shit from her face, hands, and her hair, but the scent was something she could not easily get rid of. It felt like she had it in her mouth, and each time she swallowed, she could taste it. I'm going to kill you for this. Kate screamed when Alessandra threw the second batch on her. As it was more water now, some of it made its way into Kate's mouth as it was open while she was talking. It was the final straw for Kate, making her throw up right on the floor. If you step 1 foot into the room, I will throw more on her. Alessandra glared at Kate's maid, Sally, who was trying to sneak her way in to help Kate. You deserve every moment of this, Kate. You are disgusting and full of. I was wrong when I said my issue was just with my father. I was being too kind to Kate, Alessandra said to herself. She was glad to have realized her mistake early on. Alessandra didn't want to just mess with Kate for these 2 days. She wanted to ruin her life. I will make sure we are even, Kate. I will repay what you started to do to my face. I will make it so that you will have no choice but to wear a mask, and I will steal your happiness from you. Do you think I'm afraid of you? Kate wiped away traces of vomit from her mouth. Do you think you scare me? No, but you have always been jealous of me, Kate. You can never handle attention not being on you. And this dangerous jealousy started when we were younger. Alessandra stooped down to Kate's level. You should have been angry at our father for always having a favorite. A perfect daughter he could always use. Kate scoffed, offended by Alessandra's words. There was nothing to be jealous of when it came to Alessandra. Why would I be jealous of you? I am beautiful, smart, wanted by all men. You try so hard to forget the past, Kate. A time when you were in my shadow as father paraded me around. We could have been good sisters had you not fed into your jealousy. I tried so many times to forgive you as you were merely wishing to have father's attention on you, but you are beyond forgiving. Do not look down on me. Kate lunged forward to pull the mask Alessandra wore from her face. It was easy for Alessandra to talk when her face was hidden. Alessandra almost stumbled forward due to the mask being roughly pulled away from her face. As Alessandra looked up to get the mask back from Kate's hands, Kate chuckled, seeing the scars were still evident. You are still hideous, Kate said in triumph. Alessandra had no place to talk about anyone being jealous of her when her face was horrible. I would hide my face from the world if I were you too. Kate flinched, moving the mask further away when she thought Alessandra was trying to reach for it. But to her surprise, Alessandra pushed her. Thanks to how Kate was sitting, Alessandra was able to push Kate backward with only one hand, and then grab both of Kate's hands to pin her down against the wet floor. The back of Kate's body would be covered in what was left on the floor. Kate struggled to get out of Alessandra's grasp and used her feet to try to kick Alessandra off of her, but it did not work. Get off of me! Sally, help me right now! Kate yelled to the maid. One day, your face will share the same fate as mine, Kate. Always remember, your actions are responsible for the woman I shall become. Be prepared, Kate. I'm done with being too nice. Alessandra warned her.
Alessandra has unleashed her wrath upon Kate, but this is only the beginning. Will Kate finally learn to control her jealousy and anger, or will she continue to fuel the fire that's burning between them? The battle between these two sisters is far from over. What secrets is Alessandra hiding from her family? Why is Kate so determined to ruin Alessandra's life? What will happen when Alessandra's mother, Katrina, discovers the truth about her daughter's treatment of Kate?
Fear looks good on you, Kate. I want to see it again soon. Alessandra snatched back her mask from Kate, thanks to her being distracted. Alessandra released Kate's other hand as she was finished with what she had come for. She placed her mask back onto her face as she stood up, looking down at the pitiful state of Kate. You should bring more maids to help her get cleaned up. She's filthy, Alessandra told Sally, who stood by the door in shock. Sally had never once witnessed anyone bring this much shame to Kate. Kate was normally the ringleader, the one to embarrass others, but now she lay in. It was a good sight to her, and for once in her time working here, she liked Alessandra. Alessandra did what no other person could when it came to Kate. Hello? Alessandra waved her hand to get Sally's attention. It was evident the maid was enjoying this, but if she wanted to keep her job, she should move quickly to help Kate right now. I am going to tell my mother and father of this. Kate sat up, fuming with rage. Never in her life had she been so embarrassed like this. A baron's daughter was not meant to be treated like this. Not by someone like Alessandra. Not even by the king himself. Please do. But you seem to forget one important detail. Father can do nothing while I am to wed the Duke. He'll simply say you deserved it and laugh it off while your mother bites her tongue. Do you really want to waste your breath? I've been in your position too many times, and it's better to just shut up. If Edgar calls this marriage off, then you're dead. Do you not realize that? Be careful with what you do now, Alessandra. Men change their minds so easily when a better option comes along, and then you'll be trapped with us again. Kate could hardly wait for it to happen. She'll get rid of the confidence Alessandra was starting to have and make her timider than she was before. I know how easy men can change their minds, Kate. I've heard of your suitors marrying your friends instead. Goodbye. Alessandra proceeded to leave the bathroom. The stench was starting to become overbearing, and it would no longer be a good day if she spent too much time with Kate. Just in case Kate was stupid enough to retaliate again, Alessandra knew it was best to return to her room to pack up and hide everything that was valuable to her. My lady. My lady? Kate glared at Sally. A personal maid wasn't useful if they were only going to stand to the side while someone threw literal at their master. You are fired. Send someone else to do your job right now. She threw the dirty cloth she wiped her body with at Sally. How many people are they going to fire? Alessandra muttered as she exited Kate's bedroom. The house is already empty. The cooks act as servers. The gardener acts as the coachman. And next you know, we'll have a cow thinking it also has to be a horse. Alessandra didn't know what her father could be doing with his money for the house to be in such a state. The amount of money he spent on the party would have been enough to turn things around. He did all of that expecting the Duke would find interest in Kate, but it did not work. Why couldn't they have taken Kate to a place the Duke frequents, instead of spending so much money? Alessandra shook her head. They were depending on Kate's marriage to turn their situation back around. But the best person to do that was now marrying Alessandra. Unless Kate has a flash marriage, I will be the one to save this house. But the Duke does not care for my father to give him a large sum of money, Alessandra thought to herself. I don't want to ask the Duke for any money either. It's best to let my father drown himself with what he created, Alessandra whispered. Still, Kate's marriage could save them. Alessandra didn't know what to do as of yet. It had not been long since her engagement to Edgar. It's better to take time to plan rather than rush things. It would be better to slowly ruin them than to get it over quickly. To ruin them quickly would not be satisfying enough for Alessandra. Reaching the hall leading to her bedroom, Alessandra decided to go outside to check where Kate had buried her mother's dress. It wasn't hard to find the spot, as it was the only patch of dirt piled up outside like an anthill. Alessandra stared down at the hole in which her mother's dress was buried. She was tempted to dig it up, but if she did, Kate would have won. Getting down on her knees to dig back up the hole after making Kate do it would make Kate happy. I'm sorry, Mother. Alessandra apologized as she made the decision to leave the dress as it was. It is with the kitten who kept me company while you were away. This might be better than me wearing it. If you ever return and wish to have it, I shall dig it up myself and place it back into your hands. I have some of your belongings saved for when you return, so I can give them back to you. If you can't return for me, return for your belongings. When I do give them back to you, you should apologize for leaving me here with my father. You should have a good explanation for why you ran away and left your daughter here, or I shall ruin you along with my father. Alessandra never forgave her mother for leaving her while she ran away from her marriage. Still, Alessandra sat patiently, waiting for her mother to remember the daughter she left behind and to come back for her. She wanted to hear what excuse her mother would have and how she would make up for it. It's unfair for me to have two bad parents, Mother. I'm putting faith in you to return and ask for forgiveness. The world cannot hate me so much to put me through this. I hope that you are still alive and return quickly, said Alessandra. Alessandra would never go looking for her mother. Instead, she had a date on which she would stop caring, and should her mother ever appear before her, she would be nothing more than a stranger. Then, she would truly believe the world hated her enough to curse her with this life.
Where the hell is she?
Alessandra looked up at the sound of Katrina's angry voice.
You!
Katrina exclaimed when she caught sight of Alessandra outside. She leaned her upper body out a window to get a better view of Alessandra.
What on earth did you do to my daughter?
I threw her personality onto her, Alessandra bluntly replied. Do you wish for me to do the same to you, Mother?
Will Katrina seek revenge against her daughter for standing up to Kate? What will happen to Alessandra's engagement to the Duke now that Kate has threatened to expose her secrets? Will Alessandra finally get the revenge she's been seeking against her family? Alessandra's confrontation with Katrina reaches a boiling point. Will she be able to keep her emotions in check, or will her anger consume her?
I told you never to call me Mother, you evil girl. You have to be out of your mind to throw on Kate. Has your jealousy not gone far enough?
Katrina questioned. Her anger increased the more she looked at Alessandra. Katrina was bewildered to hear of what Alessandra did to Kate and how no one stopped her. Alessandra was always intrigued by everyone thinking she was jealous of Kate. When had she ever shown them that she was jealous? I have never been jealous of Kate. It has always been the other way around. Katrina chuckled, finding Alessandra to be funny. Kate? Jealous of you? Such a thing as... Isn't that why you hated me too? Kate was never the center of attention when I was around, and you could not stand the daughter of your husband's first wife outshining your child. I can see where Kate gets her denial from. Funny, I thought it was from my father, said Alessandra, as she for so long believed it came from her father's side of the family. Are you crazy? How many times am I going to be asked this? It is annoying, Alessandra muttered, tired of the repeated question. My answer is yes, so that you can stop asking me. I must be crazy for the I put up for so long. You... Katrina trailed off, unsure of who was standing before her. Alessandra was never like this. She was never one to talk back and quietly did as she was told. You are only acting like this because of your engagement. Obviously, but you have no room to talk when you have done the same thing. You act all high and mighty because you are a baron's wife. From your attitude, you would think you married the king. My father is not that great for you to act this way, Alessandra honestly stated. Her father's reputation slowly decreased throughout the years, and many of his high-status friends were hardly around. He was lucky to still have connections with the king. I suppose his wealth will make him great in your eyes, though these days, his wealth is not like what it used to be. I wonder what he's spending all his income on for our house to be in such a state. That's something to add to the list. In this house, the Baron thinks he is the king. Hilarious. Alessandra chuckled, finding their house to be backward. Maybe I should think I am a bird, and then I could fly away. Alessandra humored herself. There's nothing wrong with your father's finances. Look at the amount of land the king has placed in his name. Look at how wonderful our farm is, how grand the inside of our home is. Your father has enough wealth to live like a king if he wishes to. You truly complete my father. Alessandra viewed Katrina as idiotic as her father. The money must have been drained away to make Katrina and Kate live like royalty, too. Her father married a wife he could not afford to keep for all these years, and then they made a daughter who was no different from the mother. You must be punished for what you did to Kate. Alessandra looked away from a delusional Katrina. Why? I was punishing her for burying my mother's dress when she was only supposed to bury the kitten. Katrina did not care about the awful dress. Still, I'm tired of you talking so much, Katrina. You agitate me. What on earth have you become? Do you really think you can be this way because Edgar threatened your father? I will not allow my daughter to be embarrassed by the likes of you. Stay there, Katrina ordered Alessandra while she would make her way outside. I'm not a dog. Alessandra started to leave, not wanting to hear what else Katrina had to say. Is this really their way of trying to be nice to me? They couldn't last one day. Alessandra, do not run away from me, Katrina yelled as she arrived outside, only to find Alessandra leaving. Are your eyes not working? I'm not running away. I am gracefully walking away. Mother? Alessandra would keep using the word mother as long as it annoyed Katrina. In the past, it was the only thing she could do as revenge for Katrina. Stop right there. Katrina picked up both sides of her dress to run after Alessandra. Alessandra was highly amused when she looked back to find Katrina was chasing after her. It was quite the sight, as it was odd for Katrina to be running around. Wow, was the only thing she could say. Alessandra! Katrina grabbed onto Alessandra's shoulder to stop her from hurrying away. I told you to stay right there. Alessandra smacked Katrina's hand away from harshly gripping her shoulder. Do not touch me, Katrina. Kate had what was coming for her for messing with my mother's dress. If anyone was to ruin that dress, it would have been me. Instead of always trying to punish me, you should spend more time teaching your daughter manners before she ends up old and alone. The Duke won't always be guarding you, Alessandra. Men change their minds so easily. So, Kate learned that from you. Why am I not surprised? Since that is what the two of you believe. I shall hold on to him forever, Katrina. I said... Alessandra caught Katrina's hand when it was raised to slap her. Do not touch me. I am tired of being your punching bag, she screamed, tiredness of her torture evident in her voice. Alessandra gripped Katrina's hand, pushing it back until Katrina winced from the pain. Since you came here, I have tried to have nothing but positive thoughts. Do you know how hard it is to not fall into the deep end and let my negative thoughts consume me? Even when the Duke's sword is pointed at your necks, you're still determined to hurt me. Are you determined to make me become a madwoman? Do not keep pushing me. If those thoughts truly consume me, I might end up all of you. Even now, when the voice in my head is telling me to just end you, I'm trying to hold on. Alessandra was alone for such a long time that she had no one to talk to but herself. The person she created in her head was meant to be a friend to keep her happy. But as Kate and Katrina's torture increased, the voice in her head changed to telling her cruel things. Befriending Mario and the kitten had saved her, but the voice always lingered in her head. There was nothing she could do to escape what she had created, and her newfound anger toward her family was not helping. Leave me alone, Alessandra released Katrina's hand. Her other hand twitched at the thought of pushing Katrina down and repeatedly beating her with a stick, just as Katrina had once done to her. You've tortured me for many years, Katrina. Sit quietly while I do the same to you. Alessandra left Katrina alone so that the woman could choose her next move carefully. Katrina could either chase after her again, but face retaliation far worse than what Alessandra had just done to Kate, or walk away and endure what was to come. Alessandra was satisfied with not hearing Katrina following behind her. However, she stumbled the moment she entered the house and gripped her head from a pain building up. She did not know how to handle all the angry and negative thoughts she had kept at bay for many years, suddenly flooding her head. It was foreign to her as she tried to keep a positive outlook on her life, but she had strayed far away from it today. I will not lose myself, she promised.
Will Alessandra be able to find a way to manage her emotions and avoid succumbing to the darkness of her past? Meanwhile, Katrina's true colors are revealed, and Kate's humiliation is just the beginning. What will happen when Alessandra's family finds out about her engagement to the Duke? How will Kate react to Alessandra's newfound confidence?
Time quickly passed in the Baron's home, much to everyone's delight. For Alessandra, it meant she was closer to leaving her childhood home to live with the Duke. For Kate, it meant she would be going to live with Edgar, a surprise Alessandra was not expecting. Katrina was counting down the hours for when she would be rid of Alessandra, even if it meant she was going to live with Edgar. Desmond, on the other hand, couldn't wait for Kate to seduce Edgar and get married to him instead of Alessandra. It soon became time for dinner, and with the new changes to the house, Alessandra arrived at the dinner table. She could not remember the last time she came into the dining room to eat dinner with her family.
It was always in her room alone, with nothing but the noise from the farm. Alessandra already knew which chair at the table she wanted to sit in as she neared the table. It was the one her mother used to sit in each time they had dinner.
Alessandra?
The butler, James, stopped in his tracks as he entered the dining room to find Alessandra sitting at the head of the table. In his absence, he learned that Alessandra had been proposed to by the Duke, and now she was able to roam around the home as she pleased. Even though Alessandra was engaged to the Duke, James knew Katrina wouldn't be happy to see Alessandra sitting there, so he proceeded to make her move.
My lady, it would be best for you to sit elsewhere. Perhaps here.
He approached the table to pull out another chair. Alessandra looked up at the butler and the seat he was holding out for her. I prefer the one I am in. Why do you think I sat here?
But
I am not moving. Alessandra stood firm on where she wanted to sit. You should finish setting the table before the others arrive, rather than wasting my time. James was at a loss for words with Alessandra not moving. It was already odd enough for her to be seated at the table, but now the way she acted was different.
Katrina will not allow you to sit there.
He switched his tone to something more gentle. He was merely looking out for Alessandra. I have a feeling she won't mind. Can I get a glass of water when you go back to the kitchen? The pitchers here are empty. Alessandra was parched after spending the remainder of the day cleaning out her bedroom to get rid of the stench from the dead kitten and starting to pack up her belongings. Due to her not owning many things, by tomorrow morning she would be finished with her packing. James placed down the last utensils on the table and straightened them out. He made sure each time the family gathered to eat, the table would be pure perfection.
I will bring a pitcher for you, Alessandra.
He bowed, then left. Alessandra tapped her finger on the table to pass the time. Sitting at the table did not feel as good as it once did. Then she started to wonder, was sitting at the table ever a good experience? She enjoyed her time with her mother while they ate, but eventually, her parents would start to argue. It was not as good as she believed it to be as a child now that she was older. This house has always been toxic, but as a child, I thought that was what happiness meant, Alessandra muttered, leaning back in her chair as her past memories became depressing. She started to think about what else she thought was good as a child, but now that she was older, it certainly wasn't good. This house has so much negative energy. It deserves to just be burned down. You really are taking this too far. Kate strutted into the dining room like a new person. It was as if her earlier encounter with Alessandra never happened. And do as you please, Alessandra. The higher you climb, the further you fall when this blows up in your face. Alessandra was surprised Kate didn't curse or scream at her for what she had done with the horse. That wouldn't have been enough to stop Kate's antics. I hope you always remember that thanks to the little stunt you pulled today, someone got fired. You should take responsibility. Sally was crying her eyes out. Kate took a seat far away from Alessandra on the other side of the table. She didn't trust Alessandra would not throw something else on her. I did not fire her. You did, Kate. Yet again, you pushed the blame for your antics onto me. When are you going to stop? Do I need to visit your bedroom again? Alessandra taunted Kate with what she did earlier. Luckily, the horses every day. I will never forgive what you did. I didn't do it with the expectation you would forgive me. I thought it was obvious I wanted the opposite. The only person here to forgive anyone in this home is me. You are all lost souls. I shall never forgive any of you, Alessandra said.
Are you going to live the rest of your life holding on to the things we did to you? At some point, you have to let it go, or it becomes pathetic. Kate found Alessandra to be nothing more than pitiful. No, I will not spend the rest of my life thinking about any of you. I don't think you'll be around for that long, and I shall be living with the Duke. I'm afraid you will spend more time thinking about me, Kate. I hope I haunt you. Kate placed her hands on the table, interlocking her fingers as she leaned forward in Alessandra's direction. Keep up this confidence, Alessandra. When it crumbles, I'll be there to watch. When this is over, I'll really make your life a living hell. You'll hate me more when that time comes. I have never hated you, Kate. I will admit I have feared you and you have angered me, but I pity you more than anything. Many times I placed myself in your shoes. That does not mean I like you, but I don't hate you. It took me a long time to realize that it has always been pity I felt towards you. Do not look down on me. Kate smacked her hands against the table. She was above Alessandra, so why did she keep trying to look down on her? This is not me looking down on you, Kate. That is me knowing that thanks to our father not giving you the attention you sought, the jealousy you felt created the monster you are now. You are the reason I shall never give in to my bad thoughts. I never want to be like you, Kate, Alessandra stated, glad she held on to who she was. Says the person who threw on me. Yes, you're really a saint. How could I forget that? I am not jealous of you, and I have never been in the past. I don't know what delusional memory you have of your childhood, but I suggest you get rid of it right away. It's making me pity you, Kate said, as she wanted to be the one looking down on Alessandra. Alessandra had no issue with Kate pitying her, as she did not care about what Kate felt towards her. That is fine. I can't believe Edgar made the decision to propose to you. Ugh, what an idiot. James, please bring me one of my father's best wines. Kate rubbed her temple to calm her nerves. She spent so much time trying to understand Edgar, but failed. He's an idiot because he didn't pick you? Kate, you really are beautiful, but your heart and soul need to be worked on. Alessandra viewed Kate as one of the most beautiful people she'd ever laid eyes on. But Kate's personality was horrible. It was why she had such a hard time keeping a suitor. They all left as soon as they saw past her beauty. You!
What is this I hear about my wine?
Desmond questioned as he entered the dining room with Katrina by his side.
Alessandra, why are you sitting there?
In Desmond's eyes, Alessandra had positioned herself at the table as if she were the lady of the house.
How will Desmond and Katrina respond to Alessandra's seating arrangement? What consequences will Alessandra face for her actions? And how will she handle them?
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.
Pocket FM. To unlock all the episodes, click the link in bio.